Now it's time for Yonathan Parienti. Are you ready? Thank you.
Okay. So for the second time of the day, thank you all for being here. It's a great time to share. So basically, what we are going, to review and to view today is how social networking can be, related and bringing social good. So we are going to go back and forth with history, with the creation of the universe, with consciousness, and as well, the way society is working, to think all together in that moment on how can we, through interaction, contribute for social good. So at the very beginning, there was a silence. Silence means no life. Then something that some would call the Big Bang, some would call, other things, make, that particles charged, with diversity, so negatively, positively, were, confronting themselves. The very first part was that they were neutralizing themselves, so nothing happened. But then they were, capable, because of movement, because of life, to, find the balance. That's because of that balance that we are right now here, alive. So what does it mean? It means, first of all, that diversity is, related to life. What it means as well, it means that movement, interaction, can, when it's harmoniously done, when it's harmoniously lived, can create as well life. So now, things have moved, and now, life is a bit, at our dimension and through our referential everywhere. We see it, we breathe it, we experience it. So now let's look a bit at our time. Mankind, humanity time. Since the very beginning, of history, of what we know about, humanity, we have seen so many, examples of attempt to communicate, whether with drawings, whether with arts, whether with monuments, whether with the way, to use stones. All of our direction, trajectory, was about interacting. Why? Because we are the result, we are the continuity of the very same interaction that created the universe. So, based on that, mankind and humanity has been evolved, through innovation, thinking, creativity, to go and to have an impact over, nature, over other species. And from a spectator, we are now moving at a very high responsibility of having an impact on and with life. So now let's look at how we do that interaction. We do that interaction many ways because we have the choice. Because we have been able to go beyond the instinct of our species. The capability to think, the capability, to consider other referentials, like empathy, solidarity, but at the same time, fear, egoism. So it is showing something very important and very key in that exchange. It is like we are capable of creating constructive cycle of interaction, positive cycle of interaction. We can be advocates for life. At the same time, based on that universality of free will, we are as well capable of no life, destroying life, going back to silence. So the responsibility we have now as human beings, as beings alive, is reaching a paramount moment across life history. Why? Because if we don't do it, other species, of course, will continue to live. The evolution will continue, even if we are removed from that part. But we have the capability to make life sanctuary and harmonious at the same time. So we can create and reach a level through that interaction, through that sharing, through that thinking, through that capability, to, through diversity, gather, explore, makes things, more harmonious or better, including, ourselves being part of that pictures of life. So now, if we go again through the evolution of time, we see that now technology is everywhere. We have had some amazing, person that just spoke, and that we're talking about where we are right now, interacting with technology, how it is important about creativity and empathy. What is essential to understand is that technology is, but the good and the bad aspect of it is the way we would use it. So the question we have, to think and to explore all together is, are we happy? Is it like what we have right now? These like absolutely, omnipotent ways through the media, through the technology, something supporting life. Everyone has a mobile now. Everyone has internet. The one that don't have, for sure, in 10 years will have. So, is it what we have right now through our capabilities to think and to innovate and to create good for the cycle of life? Or is there maybe an illusion there? And now we go back to the very beginning. No life is the absence of movement, is the absence of interaction. So, if we look at what we have right now, and if we just try to look at it with as less bias as possible, we can clearly understand on every citizen on Earth, whether they are, having or willing or not having, will be capable, even not disclosing it to all of us in front, but to know that there are some very significant imbalances in our society. As a species, we have some interaction, and unfortunately, because we don't control or we don't, are sufficiently responsible on our impact, we are as well, having a cycle that is very, difficult. The cycle we are right now is a run, sometimes after figures, after, what we call currency, so money, after, materiality. And again, if we are running for so much goods, probably we have to find the reason in the fear. Maybe the fear of not having materiality, maybe the fear of not having, something concrete to show people around us that we are in the having category of people. Running after materiality, running after goods, running through marketing experts that have great talent, but that use their talent, for promoting, having, those stimuli that interact in our life to make us, go instinctively accumulating, materiality goods. Probably we'll put ourselves in a situation where we are losing the path of what is essential in our life, which is life. So is it, the situation, is it maybe desperate? Well, the answer is no. No, because we are in the now. We are in the now, and actually at our dimension, there is now and now. What does it mean? It means we have the free will, the capabilities through thinking, through interaction, through discussion, through exploration, to make decisions. And to apply those decisions through actions. So if we look at humanity as a whole, it means in the now, we can have, an amazing number of citizens that can make an action or that can make actions toward rebalancing the cycle of interactions toward a virtuous cycle that will support life. How can we do it? Well, all of us, we know, indirectly or directly, that answer. When we do something that we will call good, that is genuinely good, that it is, without expecting anything, in return. When we will do something just because we have, received the opportunity, we have taken the opportunity and we have acted on it, and we have, made a contribution that is respectful, that can help, that can be, favoring the part that is, at the essence of the movement. Then, based on empathy, based on tolerance, dialogue, curiosity, then we know we are on the right path. So it is absolutely feasible. Don't expect someone will come and raise his hand or her hand and say, a magic formula and the world will change. This is a question of everyone. This is in everyone's capability in the now dimension to be able to contribute in that virtuous cycle of interaction. To directly have an impact to support life. Now, legitimately, we will, ask me, okay, but do we have, can it really happen? Can it exist? Of course. We just have to open our senses. We just have to go, to travel, to meet, to discuss, to give the opportunity to see what happens every day. And every day we have millions of positive actions. Millions of people that in their day-to-day life, at one moment, will make a contribution that is supporting that cycle. All of us, we are doing it. Now, there is a question about being aware of it. And being aware of it is reaching the universal consciousness that through our interactions, not just as human species, human people, but with all the other, source of life that can, interact with us through the senses, through our thinking, through the dreams, through everything we can have that can inspire us as well, and that can at some point enable us to act. What is as well, very encouraging is normally when you reach that understanding, it is very difficult, to go back into the cycle of standardization, of homogeneity, well, of silence. If we all speak the same word, then there will be no more speech. Diversity is essential. Our capabilities to interact all together is key to navigate those waters that are not necessarily easy because of so many and so much informations, interactions. We can trust what we have, inside ourselves. We can trust our empathy. We can trust that when we will be touched by someone and there is no, materialism about it, we can navigate those waters towards something which is more balanced, more harmonious, where everyone can have, its say in the future of life. There is not one solution. There is not one, magic formula. There is, a universal array of opportunities, of capabilities. So all of us, through our ways to interact willingly towards something which is beyond our, just, ourselves as individual, life experience, we can reach and we can, as well protect this cycle of life, through it, life in itself. That's why life is about interaction. And interaction brings life. So thank you very much, all of you, and let's try to make that difference in that now moment. Thank you. Thank you.